As Thailand tightens the screws on foreigners and the taxation of foreign sourced income, Malaysia, on the other hand, is opening up its doors. And this is very interesting in the tax policy environment, with some people in Thailand, particularly those with money and people who have offshore incomes like pensions and investment portfolios, looking for alternatives as they don't want to get caught up in a tax policy that will tax their foreign income in Thailand. So quite recently, the Malaysian Prime Minister and Finance Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced in the Budget 2025 speech that the country intends to extend an exemption that is in place on foreign sourced income. The current situation in Malaysia is that remitted foreign sourced income became taxable technically in 2022. However, there was an exemption in place that lasted until 2026. This is similar to Thailand's policy on foreign sourced income, where remitted income was going to be taxed from 2024. There are conditions attached to this. So for example, income would have had to have been subject to a taxation policy in its country of origin. So I'm just speaking very generally here without getting into all of the technicalities. Just be aware of that. So yes, there were changes coming in 2026, but it wasn't a major deal. It wasn't something that couldn't be navigated. It was more around the remittance of foreign source income. So if you weren't remitting your income, there was less of an issue. But it is of course something you would have to be aware of and maybe make some changes in how you bring money into Malaysia to live on and that sort of thing. So that's the current situation. Now what Anwar Ibrahim has come out and said is that they want to extend this exemption that was going to expire in 2026. They want to extend it for a further 10 years, pushing that exemption out until 2036, where foreign source income would not be taxable in Malaysia if you meet the conditions. So that's basically what's happening. What do we think of this? Well, we think it's actually very clever policy. At a time when there are foreigners, quite a few who are living in Thailand, who are a bit worried, a bit uncertain about the tax policy going on there at the moment, there are people looking for alternatives. What this does in Malaysia, pushing this exemption out until 2036, that provides good long-term certainty. That is how you attract investment. They would know quite well that there is a lot of worry and uncertainty with foreign money in Thailand, and they are looking to capitalize on that. Not only that, it aligns with their broader strategy, their goals to become, I guess, a bit of a tier 2 financial center in Asia. I mean, they're not going to be Singapore and they're not going to be Hong Kong, but they're going to be something similar to that at a smaller scale. They're already well on their way to doing that. They're putting a lot of taxation policies in place, tax incentives for corporate setting up there. We've discussed these things in another video. I'll put a link up above if you're interested in that. But as I said in that other video, they're doing all of the right things. All of their policies are aligning to project them to this point where they want to be a financial center to service the ASEAN region. Thailand also has similar goals. They also want to develop themselves as more of a financial center in the ASEAN region. They want to focus on digital assets, among other things. But the difference with Thailand is they seem to have conflicting policies working against each other. While on one hand, they say, yes, we do want to attract investment. And on the other hand, they bring in taxation policies that scare off investment. That is not the case with Malaysia. Malaysia's policies and incentives are very much aligned to get them where they are going, and they probably will succeed. Malaysia is doing a lot to position itself as a destination of choice for foreigners. Particularly if you run a business, it can be really good. You've got options to incorporate in places like Labuan in the new Forest City Special Financial Zone. There's low tax rates available there if you're eligible. If you have offshore investments, offshore income, even an overseas pension, they are saying, come to Malaysia, live here, live off your foreign money, and we won't tax your foreign money. This is music to the ears of many expats. It's not always about just trying to reduce their tax. A lot of people just don't want to get caught up in a foreign taxation system, have the headache of having to deal with another tax authority aside from the one they already have to deal with back in their home country. I was saying just a couple of weeks ago how and why we are bullish on Malaysia, and that was before we had any of this news here. So now that we know that we're going to have a lot more certainty pushed out to 2036 of having foreign sourced income not taxable in Malaysia, this really is great news for expats in the region. Now, if you are looking for assistance to set up a residency in a country that doesn't tax your offshore income or your business income prohibitively, if you want to know how to structure things, where to incorporate a business, where to set up your investments. We can help you with all of this stuff. Head over to offshoreinasia.com if you want to learn more about that. Other than that, guys, we'll wrap this video up and catch you later.